Jai Hind, dear children. I hope that all of you finished the homeworks and watched the two theorems which we studied in last class. Anyway, I wish to recall in short about those two theorems. The first theorem is that tangent is perpendicular to the radius. Look at this one. Here, x and xy be a tangent to the circle. Then the radius OP must be perpendicular to the tangent at this point, the point of contact. The point P is called as the point of contact. So, through the point P, if we draw a tangent, we can say that the radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Then, theorem 2. Tangents from an external point to a circle are equal in length. Consider an external point P to this circle. If I draw two tangents, you know that two tangents can be drawn from this external point. If I draw two tangents PA and PB, their length must be equal, or you can say that PA equals PB. This is theorem 2. The length of the tangent drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. So PA equals PB. Now, many of you have a doubt that what is the length of the tangent? Actually, the length of a tangent is the length from the external point up to the point of contact. The length from the external point up to the point of contact. So, in this figure, you can say that PA and PB are the tangent lengths. Okay. Now, one more result that you studied on class 9th. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord. Consider a chord AB here. Then if I draw a perpendicular from the center to this chord, if it is a perpendicular, then it bisects the chord. What do you mean by bisecting? It divides the chord into two equal parts. So you can say that AP equals PB. So these are the very important results. One is the tangent is perpendicular to the radius. The second one is the length of the tangent from the external point to a circle are equal. The third point is the length of the tangent is the length from the point of contact up to the external point. So that AP or PA both are same. PA and PB are the length of the tangents and it be equal. Then a very important result that the perpendicular from the center to a chord will bisect the chord. Bisect means divides it into two equal parts. AP equals PB. Based on these results, we are going to do some problems. All of you listen here. I am going to discuss question number 7 in your textbook. The NCERT textbook, this is question number 7. Two concentric circles are of a radii 5 cm and 3 cm. You know what a concentric circle is. Circles having same center and varying radii are called as concentric circles. In this question, two concentric circles are given for you having radii 5 cm and 3 cm. I am going to take all of you are known with the larger circle has larger radii. So we can take OA, the larger radius as 5 cm, and the smaller radius from the center up to the second circle border, that is 3 cm. You are asked to find what is the length of the chord of the large circle. You are asked to find the length of the chord of the larger circle, means the length of the chord of AB, which touches the small circle. The condition is that the tangent to the chord of the large circle is actually a tangent to the small circle. We are asked to find the length of the chord AB, but the chord AB is a tangent to the small circle. Okay, now as you are known with the result that the tangent and radius are perpendicular to each other, you can say that angle OPA equal to 90 degree. Here, angle OPA, that is equal to 90 degree. Why? By theorem 1. Theorem 1 states that the angle between tangent and radius is 90 degree. Now, you know that this triangle OPA is a right triangle. There in a right triangle OPA, if it is a right triangle, you can apply Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem, by Pythagoras theorem. What you can say? The hypotenuse square, which is the hypotenuse, 90 opposite side is called the hypotenuse, that is OA square, equal to the base is AP square plus the altitude is OP square. OP square. Now substitute the values with an on for you. What is the length of OA? OA is 5. So 5 square equals AP you want to find, so keep it as AP square plus OP is 3, that is given in the question, that I am going to substitute there 3 square. Now 5 square is 25 equals AP square that you need to find plus 3 square is 9. Now you want to find AP square, so AP square equals 25 on the left side plus 9 goes to left side, becomes minus 9. 25 minus 9 equals 16. That's what you got. AP square equal to 16. So from this you can say AP equals square root of 16. You need to take the positive value alone, that is 4 centimeter. You got the value for AP as 4 centimeter. But most of the time students forget to write what the length of the chord AB. But you are asked to find the length of chord AB. Therefore, length of AB equals as per the last result, you know that the perpendicular from the center bisect the chord. So the length of AB must be 2 times the length of AP. Why? Because you know that these two lengths are equal as it gets bisected. Equals 2 into what is the length of AP? 4, which is 8 centimeter. So the length of the chord AB is 8 centimeter. A very important question. It can be asked for a 1 mark or a 2 mark. But if you are asked for a 1 mark question, just to draw a rough figure and find the value by applying the Pythagoras theorem, multiply with the 2. That much only. But if you are asked for a 2 mark question, you need to draw the figure like this, find the value, and then don't forget to multiply with the 2 for to find the chord AB. Okay. If any doubt, ask to me. Come with a question number 8 in your textbook. What is given here? A very important question. Very important question. A quadrilateral ABCD is drawn to circumscribe a circle. What do you mean by circumscribing? Circumscribing means that the circle lies inside the quadrilateral, and above all, the sides of the quadrilateral will just touch the circle. In this case, or in this chapter, you can say that the sides of the quadrilateral just touch the circle can be taken as the sides can be think as tangent to the circle. Am I right? So AB can be think as a tangent to the circle at the point P. BC can be think as a tangent with point of contact Q. CD can be think as another tangent with point of contact R, and DA can be think as a tangent with point of contact S. So all the 4 sets can be think as the tangent to the circle. What you want to prove? You need to prove that AB plus CD equals AD plus BC. AB plus CD means that opposite sides of the quadrilateral equal to AD plus BC. So the same question can be asked like this. If a circle is inscribed in a quadrilateral, or if a quadrilateral circumscribes a circle, then the length of the opposite sides of the quadrilaterals must be equal. A very important question. For to prove this, I am going to apply theorem 2. Think this as an external point to circle. By theorem 2, you can say that by theorem 2, you can say A is an external point to the circle. So we know that tangents from the external point to the circle are equal in length. So what you can say, the length AP must be equal to the length AS. AP equal to AS. Take it as equation number 1. The same way, B you can think as an external point to the circle. Again, the length of the tangent from the external point are equal. So BP equal to BQ. Am I right? BP equals BQ. That is equation number 2. Now, C you can think as an external point to the circle. Again, you can take, listen here, the tangents drawn from the external point to the circle are equal in length. So you can take CR equal to CQ. Am I right? CR equals CQ. Take it as equation number 3. And consider the fourth point D. D is the rectangle point of the circle, so you can take dr equals ds. Dr equals ds. Thus you got 4 equations by applying theorem 2. Now what I am going to do that, I am going to add up equations 1, 2, 3 and 4. How to add 4 equations? You need to add up the left sides at first. AP plus BP plus CR plus DR. Left side you need to add at first, then which is equal to AS plus BQ plus CQ plus DS. Now for to prove, you have to look at the question and need to arrange this term. Listen here, I am going to group the first two in one bracket, AP plus BP in one bracket. Why? Because what about AP plus BP? AP plus BP. Then you will get AP plus CR plus DR. I am going to group in one bracket. CR plus DR in one bracket, which is equal to AS plus BQ. That you can't add up together. Look at the sides. AS and BQ. You can't combine them. But if I group these two, AS and DS in one bracket, AS and DS in one bracket, AS plus DS in one bracket, the remaining terms are BQ plus CQ. Okay, now look at the figure and we can arrange AP plus BP. AP plus BP equals AB plus CR plus DR. Look at the figure. CR plus DR, which is equal to CD equals AS plus DS. Look at the figure. AS plus DS. What you get? AD. AD plus BQ plus CQ. Look at the figure. BQ plus CQ. You get BC. Hence proved. Hence proved. A very simple but an important question. Just to apply theorem 2 for the points A, B, C, D. 4 equations you will get, add up, grouping them and need to arrange as A, B plus C, D equals AD plus BC. Any doubt? Okay. Now let's come with another question in which I won't do this question fully, but I will give a hint for you. This is also a very important question. Prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle. In this question, the last question you are given that as a quadrilateral. In this question, the parallelogram is circumscribing a circle. So what you can say, ABCD as a parallelogram. Here ABCD is a parallelogram. It's a parallelogram. What is the condition of a parallelogram? Opposite sides are equal as well as parallel. What I want is, I am going to write the parallel equal side alone, so that AB equals DC. Am I right? AB and DC will be equal as the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. And the same way, AD equal to BC. AD equal to BC. This is the given condition that I am going to take it as equation number 1. Come to the question again. Prove that the parallelogram circumscribing a circle. I applied the condition of the parallelogram alone. What I need to prove? It is a rhombus. We need to prove that ABCD is a rhombus. ABCD is a rhombus. What is the condition of a rhombus? Actually, a rhombus is a parallelogram in which all the 4 sides are equal. But it is enough to prove that opposite or adjacent sides of a quadrilateral are equal. Listen here. It is enough to prove that. It is enough to prove that. I am going to take the adjacent sides as AB and BC. AB equal to BC. If I can prove that AB equal to BC, then it will be a rhombus. Why? If I can prove that AB equal to BC, then it will be a rhombus. Why? Reason is that if AB equal to BC, as it is a parallelogram, AB equal to DC and BC equal to AD. If these two sides are equal, then definitely all the four sides will be equal, and hence it is a rhombus. So no need to prove all the four sides are equal. Instead, it is enough to prove that two adjacent sides are equal. Any two adjacent sides you can take. I am taking AB and BC. For to prove this question, what you want to do that? You need to write the proof up to AB plus DC equals. Write the proof. You need to write the proof of the last question. AB plus DC equals AD plus BC. AB plus DC equals AD plus BC. From the question, last question, we need to write the proof of this. Why? A is an external point, AP equals AS. 4 equations you will get, add up, then you can arrive at this result. Now after getting this result, that equation you can take it as equation number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever be the equation number you are given. In this question, I am going to take it as equation number 2 because I have only one equation here. For you, you have 4 other equations, that is AP equals AS, BP equal to BQ. That 4 equations you need to add. Then you can take this equation number 5 or 6. Then you need to write the proof of AB plus DC equal to AD plus BC. After getting this result, you can take that as equation number 2. Now what we want to do that? Substitute equation 1 in equation 2. I am going to substitute. Listen here, what I need to prove? AB equal to BC, that I need to prove. So AB and BC are the needed sides for me. I need to replace AD and DC. I am going to substitute here. I am going to keep the AB there plus DC you can replace as AB. Am I right? From equation 1. Why am I writing AB everywhere? Because I want the result or to prove that AB equal to BC. Equals, now AD plus BC is there. BC I want, so I am going to keep the BC there. But AD can be replaced as again as BC using equation 1 or substituting 1 in 2. From this you can say that 2 times AB equals 2 times BC. Cancelling 2 on both sides, you can say that AB equals BC. I told you that it is enough to prove that AB equal to BC. If the adjacent sides of a parallelogram are equal, then it is a rhombus. Hence the theorem or hence the proof. You now need to prove that all the 4 sides are equal. Why? Because you can say that a rhombus is a parallelogram. A rhombus is a parallelogram in which adjacent sides are equal. In which adjacent sides are equal. In which adjacent sides are equal. This is the property we are applying here. You need to note down this one. A rhombus is a parallelogram. You can write at first. Rhombus is a parallelogram in which the adjacent sides are equal. Hence, no need to prove all the 4 sides are equal. If you can prove that the adjacent sides are equal in a parallelogram, then definitely it will be a rhombus. So, this is a very important question. Now, come to question number 10 in your textbook. Prove that the angle between the two tangents, which is the angle between the two tangents? These are the two tangents. So, the angle between them is this one. Am I right? Angle between these two tangents drawn from the external point A circle is supplementary to. Which is supplementary to the angle subtended by the line segment joining the points of contact at the center. Which are the line segment joining the point of contact? These are the 2 points of contact. The line segment joining the points of contact at the center are OA and OB. So, this angle must be supplementary to the angle formed by the line segment joining the points of contact at the center. So, what you want to prove? You need to prove that angle 1 plus angle 2 must be equal to supplementary. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to supplementary means their sum must be 180 degree. You can easily remember that C means complementary. A complementary means 90 degree. Supplementary means 2 C's are there. 1 C is here, 1 C is also here. So C is 90 plus 90, which is 180. So don't forget A supplementary has two sides, so it is 180 degree. So you want to prove angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degree. Very important question. Actually, you did problems based on this section 2. The angle between the two tangents is supplementary to the angle made by the point of contact at the center. So we want to prove angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 180 degree. I am sure that you are known with that. OAPB, actually it is a quadrilateral. So we have, I am going to take this as angle 3, this as angle 4. We have angle 3 equals angle 4. Both are equal to 90 degree. Why? Why angle 3 equal to angle 4? Both are equal to 90 degree. Angle between tangent and radius, or you can say that by theorem 1. By theorem 1, those two angles will be 90 degree. Now also we have angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4. When I add all the four angles, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4. When I add up all these four angles, I will get 360 degree. Why? Angle in a quadrilateral. Angles in a quadrilateral, there some must be quadrilateral, there some must be 360 degree. Okay, now you can substitute the values of 3 and 4 in this equation. So what you can say, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus 3 can be replaced with a 90 degree plus 4 also can be replaced with a 90 degree. These are the non-values. If you want, you can write here as equation 1, this as equation 2, and can write substitute 1 and 2. Now which is equal to 360 degree. Okay, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus 90 plus 90 is 180 degree, equal to the right side is 360 degree. Now angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 360 degree is on the right side, plus 180 goes to right side, becomes minus 180 degree, which implies angle 1 plus angle 2 equal. What is 360 minus 180? 180 degree. So what you need to prove? Angle 1 plus angle 2 equal to 180 degree. We need to prove that angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degree, that I wrote at first, and at last we arrived at the conclusion that angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degree, hence proved. So very important, but simple are the questions which I discussed. All these questions you need to note down in your notebook itself. We will give questions based on that as homework or as an MCQ to you. Try to remember and recall all these concepts. Okay, thank you, bye.